What's going on, all you crazy Up for Debaters? We got the whole squad here. Say what's going on, fellas. You guys can take it away. I talk too much.
What up, y'all? It's your boy J Fly KJ100. You know Vib's in the building. What up, Vib?
What's up? It's your boy Vib here. Of course, I'm very disappointed that Kirk decided to line up behind the damn guard instead of our center, but it is what it is.
Did you see O'Neal's reaction? Because O'Neal went to my high school, so I'm a big fan of him. Did you see his reaction when he looked at Kirk in the left or the right guard to the left of him, and he was like, I was cracking up.
Yeah, no. I did.
He said, "Hey, sometimes you like the wrong dude," and I'm like, "Oh, girls, take advice."
That's. I did not know that Brian O'Neal went to your high school. That is neat.
Yeah, so I've met him a few times, just casually. Dropped a pencil in the hallway, and he gave it back to me. Probably doesn't know who I am, but he's a really, really good dude. Does a lot for my school, so I got a lot of love for him. But hey, on Brian O'Neal's half, Vib, do you want to do the honors tonight?
Sure. Cue the intro.
It's up for debate.
Hey, Vib, your hair's changed a lot since that. I just noticed that. Looking good though.
Yeah. No, I've been actually, I got a haircut last Wednesday.
It looks good. It looks good regardless. But I don't know. Which one of you guys gave this topic in the chat? Because this is a phenomenal kickoff topic. Was this you, Vib?
Yeah, I think it was me because I am very mostly because all the bastards in the fantasy league I care most about don't want me making playoffs. So they decided to pick up every single. So for a little bit of context, I have Aaron Rodgers as my QB, but he's on bye, and I don't have a QB on my bench. So they decided to, and I scored the most points in that league this week. So naturally, I am last in waiver order. So they went and picked up literally every single good streamer QB. So no Wentz, no Carr, no no Tua, no anything, any QB that remotely that you could stream. So I ended up picking up Mac Jones.
That's our last topic tonight. So I'm so glad you brought that up because, hey, 6 wins straight, Vib. 6 wins straight.
So these are my players. This team is a pivotal game for me because I have to win in order to be guaranteed my playoff spot. So,
damn.
And I have 3 people in that Patriots-Bills Monday night game. Mac Jones, Stephon Diggs, Damian Harris. So I am very, very hype about that game. And for me, it'll really, really determine, or it'll be a good indicator because there are still 2 games left in that series. They haven't played each other at all this season yet, but it's a very, very good indicator of kind of who runs the AFC East. Because if the Bills keep sliding against good teams like they have been in the last couple stretch of weeks, then I can't really confidently say they run the AFC East, as I was saying throughout the rest of the earlier parts of this season.
So, Vib, I'm going to ask you, which team runs the AFC East?
I'm going to go – I mean, right now it's looking like the Pats. They won many games straight. They look put together on both sides of the ball. They know how to create turnovers against – they know how to stop the run. They don't have one amazing run stopper, but their team defense is so good. Like, something about football and basketball is you can either have an anchor on defense or you can have a collective great team effort. And the Patriots have the latter, the collective great team effort to stop the run. Now, against Tennessee, at times they would let up big chunk plays, but they are also very good at turning the ball over. They had they had 4 turnovers, only 1 pick. 3 of them were fumbles. And normally, you would see more picks than fumbles in a game.
Yeah, they're
that.
interesting situation. What do you think, Jay? Who's your team that runs the AFC East?
I will tell you next Wednesday when I'm wearing my Patriots jersey. If the Patriots win on Monday, I'm gonna be going crazy and I'm gonna be talking about the Patriots. But if the Bills win on Monday, then I'm not gonna be wearing no jerseys because I don't have a Buffalo Bills jersey yet, and I'm gonna go crazy for Josh Allen and for Matt Breida and whoever else is on that Bills team. And yeah, I can see that. But Matt Breida's a baller, so I like Matt Breida a lot. I think they got themselves a good running back. They got obviously Allen. They obviously got a bunch of receiving weapons. Dawson Knox, one of my favorite guys. Stephon Diggs, beast. They got Beasley. So they got a bunch of players. The Patriots really just got Bill Belichick doing his thing. He's actually a good coach. People I think were trying to discredit him because he had Tom Brady for so long. But unlike Popovich, who's a bum after he lost Tim Duncan and his All-Stars, unlike all these other like Sean McVay, who's a fraud, I think that Bill Belichick's legit. I think the Patriots are legit. Mac Jones is playing his role, doing what he needs to do. And Ramondre Stevenson, balling, he's been stepping up. The wide receivers, Kendrick Bourne, stepping up. The defense, we already know, is pretty good. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't give you an answer today, but we'll find out on Monday because we know it's the Bills and the Patriots, and they're going to play. So you don't got to hear nothing from me. Just watch the game on Monday. We're going to find out.
So, I mean, from Jay, we get like the break-even answer, which is like Jay because he's a fan of every NFL team, right, Jay?
Yeah, he's a fan of every NFL team. Jay, for a sec there, I thought I was getting worried that you weren't going to mention my boy Diggs because you mentioned Josh Allen and Matt Breida. I'm like, no disrespect to Matt Breida, but I'm like, hey, I thought he would mention my boy Stephon Diggs, and I'm like, damn. But then you got around to mentioning him.
It cracks me up because you know who originally told me that you were a fan of every team, Jay?
Mike, exactly.
So literally before you got here, you know what Jay says to me? I'm like, Jay, who's your favorite team? You know what he told me? Number 1, Bucks. Okay, that's fair. Number 2, probably Seattle, right, Jay? Is number 2 Seattle, would you say?
Yep. Less than Tom Brady all day.
Number 3 had me hyped. He said Chargers. I said, okay, I like the Chargers too. That's fair. Number 4 had me really hyped. He said, you got me liking the Eagles. So, I mean, we're rubbing off on him, Bib. Don't worry. He likes the Vikings too. I can feel it. So, he's going to eventually
One of my good friends is a Vikings fan.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. If you had to pick, say you put $100 down for who's going to win the AFC East, $100, you're betting man. Who do you take? Just so we can break this even.
I had to bet $100, and there was like, this is it. You got to bet one team right now today. Although I love the Patriots, and I have a Patriots jersey. Tom Brady is my favorite player of all time. All these things in mind. Rob Gronkowski. I'm putting my money on the Bills. $100. Give it to me.
Putting your money on the Bills? I like it. I like the Bills. In terms of like who I like better, I like the Bills obviously better because my boy Diggs. Though I do like the Pats a lot too. I'd probably put actually, I don't know. Is this a home or away game for Patriots?
Is it in Buffalo? I think it's in Buffalo. We can check. Go ahead.
They play this week too? I didn't even know that they played this week. That's going to be a great game.
It indeed is in Buffalo.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna say money on the Bills.
What about the Dolphins? Is there any possibility you the Dolphins do anything? No, right? They're too far behind.
You know what, guys? I'm rocking with the Dolphins. No, I'm just kidding, idiot.
Hey, Mike would say that. Mike would say the death theme was on me. I'm taking the Miami Dolphins.
Myles Gaskin is what Mike would say. He would say that for real.
Nah. The only reason Mike would ever take the Dolphins is because he thanks them for drafting Tua over Herbert.
Yeah.
True. I'll tell you guys who I got, though. Look, I'll mix it up. I'll be devil's advocate. Mac Jones has won 6 games straight. That's insane for a rookie. I mean, I'm not going to lie. with Bill Belichick as your coach certainly helps, but you got to be some kind of talent to win 6 games straight. I don't think Tom Brady ever did that. Mac Jones, the next GOAT? Bill Belichick coaching until he's 83? Like Robert Kraft's age? I don't know. But what I'll say is, are the Pats back? I don't know. My old friend on Up for Debate, Michael Quattramani, the Patriots fan, if you're watching this, brother, what's going on? But the Tailgate Podcast, hey, he thinks that the Pats are back. And you know what? As my old rival says, there's no Batman without no Joker. And the Eagles will eventually back. So I kind of want the Pats to come back. You know, I'd love to see another Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts Super Bowl. Not this year, obviously. Neither of those teams, I think, are there yet. Maybe the Patriots, but definitely not the Eagles. But maybe 3-4 years from now, I love that rivalry. So the Pats are back, man. They're definitely not bad. That's for sure. Wild card, maybe. But if I was a betting man, had $100 on the line, like you two are saying, it's got to be the Bills. Are you really going to doubt Josh Allen after everything that he's did these past couple of years? Probably not. But that's who I'm rocking with. I mean, I don't know. Say you guys had this bet. I'll give you guys like a hypothetical bet. You put $1,000 down on the Bills and you win $2,000. You put $1,000 down on the Patriots and you win $23,000. Which team are you going to rock with then with some risk associated? Could you see the Patriots maybe making a chance and you cashing out, maybe being able to buy a new car? What do you guys think?
I'm taking the Patriots.
I like that risk. What do you think, Jay? I'll add Jay back in a second. But tell me why you would do that risk, Viv. Why do you think it's worth it for you? I mean, 23,000 compared to 2,000 is a big up.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm an avid fantasy player, and I love my upside.
Okay. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah.
Well, so now I got to ask you a question to the question because I got this like politician mindset. Is it my $1,000 that I'm betting? Because if it's my $1,000, I'm taking the Bills still. That's my money. I don't want to throw my money down the drain. But if it's your $1,000,
hypothetical Up for Debate is taken out of our company podcast fund, and we're giving you $1,000 for play money. What are you doing?
I'm taking the Patriots then because we could all split that 3 ways and have a good time. We have a good time in Atlanta with Viv.
I love it. So wait, Viv, go back to your point though. If you, let's say it's Up for Debate money, so you definitely aren't spending your own money. You're definitely still rocking with the Patriots then?
I'll rock with the Patriots mostly because I believe in upside, and I do believe that it is the NFL and anything can happen. And I'm also a big Mac Jones believer. Believe it or not, I'm obviously like a Bill Belichick believer. I think he's the greatest head coach of all time. I think he's still doing what he's been doing for the last 20 years in New England.
Yep.
Like the same exact way, still producing results. But I think that Mac Jones is like good, is like quite good when it matters. And I also do think that the Pats defense has the ability to show up when it matters. When you need a stop on a drive, even against like pretty much any offense, they will show up. They will force some turnover. They know Belichick. The one thing that Belichick has done, which in reality very, very few other head coaches have been able to do, is figure out the knack of his defense of when to play conservative, when to play aggressive, when to play man coverage, when to play zone coverage, and he understands situational football. That is why the Patriots are one of the best teams. In like, I know everyone has their different definition of clutch situation, but like if you take 2-minute defense, the Patriots are one of the best teams in 2-minute defense before halftime and before and in the fourth quarter if they're up by 1 score. So it is kind of hard to bet against that.
Yeah, that's fair to say. I definitely agree with that. I think you pretty much summed up everything I got to say. Jay's going to join back in a second. I know that he's trying to get his camera worked in. Oh, there we go. But next topic, and it's kind of our main event, guys. So me and my friends were talking about this today with fantasy football. But think about it. The top 4 picks at running back are all injured. Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, and Dalvin Cook. Do running backs, or at least amazing running backs, guys that are going to put up 100, 120 yards a game, do they have an expiration date? What do you all think? Jay, why don't you take this one first? All right, Viv, it's up to you. You take it first.
All right. Well, me and my friend were talking about this earlier as well, because he was just like browsing through his fantasy lineups and was like, dude, all these running backs are like injured. Sorry.
You're all good.
But basically, running backs are just the most hate-prone position in football. And the reason that running backs have such short primes and short career spans, like look at Todd Gurley, Devontae Freeman. They all had just a few. I mean, Gurley had 3 Pro Bowl seasons. Devontae Freeman had 1 or 2 Pro Bowl seasons. Le'Veon Bell, 3 or 4. I mean, then again, he also ruined his own career, but he was bound to get injured somehow, probably. Because the problem with running backs is they take the worst hits from the strongest players on the field. Whether it is a D lineman, a linebacker, or even a strong safety who are who are generally very aggressive. Or
He's
like
basically a linebacker, right?
Kinda. A lot of strong safeties show that aggressive mentality. I've seen it for like I've seen it for 9 seasons with my beloved Harrison Smith. We've seen it with Jamal Adams. Like I love Harry, but he is incredibly aggressive, incredibly. And like I could see Harry being the reason that like a running back gets injured or something. Like I don't want to say that about like one of my own players, and I don't wish for somebody to get injured, but like Harrison Smith is one of those safeties, and there are so many other safeties, strong safeties like that around the league that hit extremely hard when they're tackling the box. And you kind of have to as a smaller defensive back if you want to make that tackle.
Well, when you look at somebody like
why
Brian Dawkins or even Malcolm Jenkins, Harrison Smith, prime example of somebody right now. All those guys, they hit low and they hit hard. But Viv, like how valuable for that is the physicality for your defense, like mentally and physically? How valuable of having that guy of a commander? Because is Harrison Smith basically your guy's like QB of your defense, like your play caller?
Yeah, he's been a team captain for a few years now. Because it used to be Brian Robinson, because he was like a vet guy. He was like, oh, hey, Jay, glad you were able to join back. But then when Brian Robinson retired, Harrison Smith, like, he was the most senior player on our defense other than Everson Griffin. And, we actually made both of them captains, I think. So in 2018. So, I would say, like, throughout the last decade, he's been the heart and soul of our defense.
That's fair to say. What do you think, Jay, though? Do you think that top-tier running backs, do you think that these guys have an expiration date? Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, they go off for 100 yards a game but then kind of fall off. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that we've seen that. So my big example to it, and I know you've seen me talk about this probably all season, off-season, but I think Ezekiel Elliott from the Cowboys didn't deserve that big contract because it felt like the wheels were falling off already. And we're kind of seeing that. I think Tony Pollard gives you exactly what Zeke gives you, if not a little bit more. It definitely gives you it for longer on top of that. So I didn't understand the Zeke extension. I think Derrick Henry, that was kind of just, it's tough because so many injuries, kind of like it makes sense. Like CMC gets injured every year now since last year. Kamara now with the injury problems. And then you look at Dalvin Cook is another guy, and Vim knows all too well. He gets injured way too much and has been at least for a few seasons now. So Derrick Henry hopefully is the exception, but it seems like he's probably not, unfortunately, now with this broken foot. But I still think that Derrick Henry's going to come back this year and take the Titans possibly to a Super Bowl. So, but outside of him, and still he might also be another running back. But yeah, it looks like running backs have an expiration date. It's tough if they make it to a second contract. We talked about DeMarco Murray. We talked about even the guys from the past. So it's nice nowadays because there's so many running backs coming out of college. You just draft one in the 4th round, use him up as a workhorse for 3 or 4 years, and then keep repeating that cycle. And it kind of sucks for the players, but that's kind of what the franchises seem to be kind of doing a little bit, and what needs to almost be done a little bit because the injuries are crazy. It's a tough position to play.
That's facts. So, I mean, here's what I'll say about it. And then I want to move on to one of our main events tonight, which is actually, you guys are going to love it, the tier ranking. But what I'll say is I agree with what Bib said a lot. I agree with what Jay said a lot. Both these guys are right. These guys play so physical that you're going to have an expiration date with strong safeties hitting you, with linebackers hitting you, with 17 games in a season. You know, all these things nowadays really, really make it tough for a guy to go that long. The benefit, though, for some teams like the Titans, which we'll get into in a second, but for some teams like the Titans is maybe Derrick Henry gets injured week 8. Your team gets 7 wins. You go 7-1. You get an insane schedule. Gets injured, but then he comes back in the playoffs when nobody expects it. Your team finds a way to make it to the playoffs, get a good seed. You're doing good still without him, but I don't know. I mean, I think that, it's going to be common to start seeing teams needing to have 2 top-tier running backs just because expiration dates are going to happen. Injury, 17 games is a lot more variables than the 60s was with 12 games. So it's going to be a lot more interesting.
Question for you, because you look at the Jets. Michael Carter's their rookie. That's their guy. They've been using him a lot. Now he's on IR too. Then you got Tevin Coleman who's injured for a while, and now you're down to Ty Johnson, some guy named Austin Walter or something like that. So it seems like even the expiration date, the position in general now, because there's so many games and the running back is so heavily utilized, not only in the run game but also in the pass game. So it's like now everyone's getting injured. Even rookies are getting injured and put on IR. So it's crazy at the running back position. You need, like you said, 2 or 3, like Matt Breida on the Bills. He's not going to play for a little bit until he's needed, and he's going to ball out when he's needed. So who wants to do that, though, Dalton? That's the question. But we'll see.
That's facts. I mean, moving on, though, our next topic, you guys, I think, are really, really going to like this. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to actually rank the tiers of all these players right now, or I'm sorry, all these teams, I should say, in the NFL. This is something we've been wanting to do as a podcast for a while, so we're going to put this on our IG. You guys can look at it. We're going to vote. It's going to be a ton of fun. But moving on to our first team, we're going to try to keep this just moving quickly because we do have to keep in mind time. But other than that, I mean, say a couple points about a team, say where you vote them in any of these 5 categories, and then we'll kind of take an average as a podcast. So Titans, I'm going to say, believe it or not, I got the Titans as a legit Super Bowl contender. What do you think, Jay?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think they most likely will take the AFC East and go to the Super Bowl for sure. I mean, the AFC in general and go to the Super Bowl. My bad.
Facts. What do you think, babe? Legit Super Bowl contender? Consensus?
Sleeper.
You got him as sleeper?
Ooh.
All right, so we're going 2-1. We got to put him as legit. Moving on to our next team. I got bad. That's where I'm putting them. What do you guys think?
I put him at average, but bad's cool if you guys want to put him at bad.
I agree with bad.
Okay.
Put him
Bengals? I got him
Sleeper.
as, believe it or not, a sleeper. I think that they're a little bit better than average. What do you think, babe?
I feel that there should be a tier between average and sleeper Super Bowl contenders. There should be above average teams or playoff teams. Because there is definitely a fine line between average and sleeper Super Bowl contenders. There are those playoff teams which will not go far in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
No, I totally hear you. I'm trying to see if I can add one. I guess it won't let me. Oh well. So I got to redo that real quick. Sorry about that, guy. Oh wait, never mind. It loaded again.
It's all good. It's all good. Oh, I think let's just when we have a team, let's just all say our answers at one time, and if we disagree, then we'll talk about it because I think we're gonna agree on a lot of these. Well, I think they're sleeper contenders. You think they're average? You said they're not average, but not sleepers.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So I guess
Right,
maybe
sleepers for now.
sleeper could be playoff. I guess that's kind of the same thing because a playoff team could potentially, I feel make the Super Bowl. So I guess we'll just combine them into above average playoff sleeper Super Bowl contenders. That's fair.
Yeah. That's fair.
Average I got at best.
Browns, I'm gonna say bad. Baker
What do you
Mayfield's
think, Babe?
bad.
Bad?
I think the Browns are a playoff team. I think that they are better than the Bengals. I just think Baker sucks.
I think the Browns franchise in general.
But
we are
guys,
sports.
just a reminder that the Chicago Bears in 2018 were a 12-4 team with the best defense in football and won the division and could have we're like a sleeper Super Bowl contender with Mitchell Trubisky at quarterback. So I just want to say, don't let the quarterback impact your thoughts on the team.
But I just say that when's the last time the Browns even went to a Super Bowl? I can't remember the last time the Browns did anything significant in general. The Browns and the Lions to me actually should be throw the franchise away. But the defense is good enough where I'll say they're just bad. But
yeah. But I mean, things are turning around for them more than Detroit. So
they've been turning around for a long time. They ain't never turned around. It's like me doing this, Viv. It's like I'm kind of turning around, but not really doing anything.
Where do you put them though? I want to know that though.
Sleeper. I think that they are better than.
But then they're average between the three of us because Jay had him as bad, I had him as average, and then Viv has him as playoff. So I guess that they're. Do you guys agree with average? Then?
Average. I'm fine with average. I want to throw them away, Viv, but we'll put them average.
Where do you guys put the Jags?
Average?
I put them as bad.
Go away.
Bad. No, don't throw the Jags away.
I like Trevor. All right. Throw away.
Yeah, throw away the Lions. Can we
throw away Detroit? Nah, actually,
sure?
I have to disagree with that. I would say bad because I like Campbell and I like the direction their offense is going in once they add receivers.
Okay.
I'm starting like you just like bad teams.
I actually agree with Viv. I'm putting them in bad. They're young. I agree with Viv. I like the direction that they're going. So, I mean, hey, we'll see. And Viv, speaking of, is going. Look, he's going against his own division, bro. He's going against his own division.
Well, the only bad thing about it is if we're not throwing the Browns or the Lions away, who are we throwing away? Who's going to be there? Because the Lions and Browns historically and for the longest time have been just terrible. They're the only like 0-16 type teams that we've had in the past decade.
Oh, there's one team which I see, or there are two teams which I see on here which you could throw away.
All right, I'll trust it.
We'll get to that when we get there, though.
All right, you got your Vikes. We throwing them away, Viv?
Average.
I'll go average.
I would totally put them as average. I think that they're a sleeper ball.
We are extremely inconsistent and do not show up when we need to show up. So average.
I'll put it this way: I always think they're going to lose, and I like the Vikings, but when I watch them, I always think they're going to lose, and sometimes they win games like the Chargers game. So you can't put them at bad because they beat good teams, but then they also, it's tough. So I agree, Viv. I like the Vikings though. The Bucs Super Bowl, for sure.
Yeah.
Super Bowl contenders.
No questions asked.
All right.
Niners playoff.
Playoff? Ooh, Where do you put them, Jay?
Okay, I could see them as a sleeper Super Bowl. If they go to Super Bowl, that'd be insane, but I could see it.
I would love to see the Niners in Super Bowl. I love the Niners.
So I like that. There you go, playoff.
I love the Niners, dude. This offseason, I was on the Niners hype train this offseason.
If they would have drafted Mac Jones, possibly over Trey Lance, I could maybe. I don't know. We'll talk about that now.
Throw it away.
I'll put the Falcons at bad or average. I'm not throwing. Why would you throw the Falcons away?
Throw them away, bro. Matt Ryan's old. Calvin Ridley's out for the year. Mike Davis.
They have wins. They have wins because of Cordero Patterson.
And he's playing free safety this week, bro.
Yeah, exactly. My man can do it all. Vikings legend. You know what I'm saying?
We can throw it. I kind of like the.
I'll always be rooting for my man. I might get a Cordero Patterson Falcons jersey.
All right, but this is the question. This is the question I got for you, Viv. Just because I got air dog because I wasn't going to throw them away too. The Falcons are technically still in the playoff hunt in the NFC. The Lions have not won a single game all year. How are we not at least? But that's what I'm trying to say. How are we not?
5-year window, right, Viv?
All right, yeah.
The Falcons got Kyle Pitts. Might be the.
I'm going to break this down. I'm going to break this down into two parts. Number one, the Lions organization is fundamentally going in a better direction than the Falcons organization. Okay, they've built their offensive line. They have pieces in Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, and Frank Wagner, who's already a very good center. Okay,
he is good.
They have both Swift and Williams, which is a nice running back duo. They just need to add receivers. That offense could be potentially lethal. Dan Campbell, amazing coach. I love Dan Campbell. He is arguably the second best coach in our division, behind Matt LaFleur. Hot take.
I can agree with that. I can agree with the coaching staff and everything you said, but they got Jared Goff at quarterback. So if you mad at Matt Ryan, you got to be mad at Jared Goff.
That could change very soon for all we know. If they get like the first overall, or I mean, like in 2 years, they could draft a quarterback. This year, they can
draft a quarterback.
In 2 years, draft a quarterback.
I don't know, Dog. How you feeling? The Falcons drafted a quarterback. The Falcons already have a BC tight end. Calvin Ridley will be back eventually.
I think that I'm with Viv. Throw away the franchise.
Yeah,
Let's rank the
Falcons
Ravens. This is gonna
the
be
Falcons
fun.
are
I got
horrible.
them as legit. What do you guys got them as?
If my Falcon fan friends joined here, they would also say throw away the franchise. I'm not even kidding you.
All right, throw the Falcons away. I honestly want to throw the Falcons, the Browns, and the Lions away, to be honest with you. I want to throw all three of those teams away, but I just salty because we didn't throw away the Browns out of all teams, which are terrible, and the Lions haven't won a game yet. But I'll give it to you. I don't know how we do. They're the best of those three bad teams. But all right, the Ravens, I think they're a sleeper, but you said you want to put them
I think they're legit.
I'll give you guys
2-1.
legit. I'll give you legit.
All right, cool.
I still,
All right,
want to throw the Browns away, Viv.
Throw
I'm
away
gonna
the Bears.
Talk about every team.
Throw away the Bears.
What do you think, Jay?
How are you guys throwing away teams like the Bears?
I'm with bad on the Bears. What do you got, Jay?
Because the Bears,
I think the Bears are an average team.
They don't have cap space. They don't have a first round pick. They got an aging defense. Khalil Mack's like already 30. Akeem Hicks is like 32. He's like an old grandpa. Eddie Jackson's already fallen off a cliff. Like come on, throw them away. Just delete them.
This is what I'm saying.
Allen Robinson's already washed. I
don't want to say he's washed. He just needs a quarterback. But I'll say this: we're talking about Super Bowl contenders this year. We have a few of them up there. We're talking about throw the franchise away this year. You know what I'm saying? You keep talking about like in 5 years from now because they're young and things like that, or because they don't have cap space. But this year, the Bears can still make a push to the playoffs this year. They still are in contention for the playoffs. I think they might have a wild card spot right now. They're like in the hunt. They're like a few games back.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
Way.
So Jay's got him as average. Viv has him as throw away the franchise. I got him as bad. The consensus is going to be bad. Moving on to the most terrible team in the league, in my opinion. As much as I hate to put him as legit.
I think we should throw them away.
All right, if Viv wants to throw them away, I think they're probably Super Bowl contenders.
Let's throw the Dallas Cowgirls away.
All right, we can throw the Dallas Cowboys. We can throw the franchise away. I'll pick your favorite team.
I'm fine with either of the top two tiers for Dallas.
What do you think? What do you think, Jay?
Dallas. I think the Dallas Cowboys are average to above average. I wouldn't mind putting them as a sleeper team, like a sleeper like Super Bowl team.
All right, Viv, tie break it. Where do you have Dallas at? Sleeper?
Sleeper.
Okay, so they fall in the sleeper then. That's it. All right,
Yeah.
Texans. I got to throw away the franchise.
Throw away.
No
Throw
hope.
away.
Yeah, you've had Deshaun Watson. Now you got Davis Mills and Tyler Taylor. Throw them away. We don't.
No first round pick this year. No first round pick.
They don't have first round pick. Yeah, they're worst quarterbacks I've ever seen play in my life, and they have no first. Yeah, throw them away. They're bad.
Are we all consensus on the Colts being a sleeper playoff team? They have hope.
Yeah, Super Bowl. Yeah, sleeper Super Bowl team.
Cool. Easy. All right, legit, or do you guys have these guys as sleeper? Where do you put the Rams now with Odell?
They're my Super Bowl pick.
The Rams with Odell. I would say they're legit. They're a legit contender for Super Bowl.
I have them as legit too. All right, this one's an interesting one. Mike on the mic, if you're watching, welcome. But where do you guys put the Chargers on your list?
I can rock with either average or sleeper Super Bowl because the Chargers have the same problem as the Vikings. Incredibly inconsistent.
Okay, where do you put them, Jay? I got them as average too, so that'll tiebreak it. But where do you have them, Jay?
I mean, I'd have him as a sleeper Super Bowl contender because honestly, I think the AFC is wide open. At the Bills, even the Patriots are there. The Chargers, obviously the Titans. So I think it's wide open. I think they can win the Super Bowl because the AFC is so weak this year.
Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair. So I guess we'll put them in average. Chiefs. I got the Chiefs as average right now. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Chiefs are average.
Bib?
Nope. I would say either one of the top two.
Okay. So this is going to be an interesting one because me and Jay both have them as average, but Vib has them probably up here or here. So we'll put them 2-1 there. Vib, where would you put them just to tie break it? Would you put them as top or bottom?
I'd probably say sleeper Super Bowl, but I would say they are closer to being a legit Super Bowl contender than to the 4 teams in sleepers Super Bowl.
Okay, so I like that. Let's put them let's try to rank these in order too. Like, who's the top of all the Super Bowl right now? The Bucks probably, or the Titans, or the Rams?
I'll say the Bucks. What's Titans, Rams in order right now?
I will say the Rams, but I think Bucks is also plausible.
What do you think? You have to pick one, Vib, because we got to tie break it.
All right. I'm going to flip a coin.
All right.
Hold up.
All right, heads Rams, tails is Bucks. It is tails. All right, I will pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as the best team in the NFL.
And that's who you have too, Jay?
Yeah, for sure. 100% the Bucks is easy. They just won a Super Bowl. They have Tom Brady still. It's easy for me.
Okay.
I
Here,
would say the
wait.
Rams
I'll
are
just
my
try to
Super Bowl.
manually adjust this order just to make it easier. Yeah, I feel like if we were to do it, this would probably be the order. Do you guys
Yep.
agree with this? Should I change anything? What do you guys think?
Switch Vikings and Chargers.
Yeah, that's fair. I would agree with that. Vikings are more consistent than the Chargers. I think that's fair. What do you think, Jay?
I don't know. I mean, it don't matter really because it's so close. But I'd probably put the Chargers over the Vikings. I mean, they literally lost to the Vikings though, so it makes sense.
Oh, the Chargers did?
Yeah, Chargers lost to the Vikings by 7. That's what
It's
I'm
really,
saying. The
really
Vikings
weird
are like
because
boomer
the
bust.
Chargers. It's really, really
No,
weird
but-
because the Chargers lost to the Vikings, the Vikings lost to the Browns, and the Chargers beat the Browns.
It's like the triangle.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
but
Makes
this
no
is,
sense.
I will say this though: the Vikings losing to the Browns it's like a Vikings thing. Like they lose to bad teams and then they beat good teams. That's why it's so weird. The Vikings are so consistent. The Chargers, on the other hand, like they normally, they lose to some bad teams, but they also it seems like they're a stronger contender when it comes to the playoffs. But they're both inconsistent, so it's tough. And the Browns are just trash. We should throw them away still, Vib. Put them in the trash still, Vib. But I'm just playing. I'm gonna keep saying that. But I don't know. It's close. I'll go either way though. Vikings, Chargers, whatever y'all want.
I got Vikes, so that'll tie break that. But other than that, I guess that'll be our order right now. But Saints, where would you guys put the Saints? I'd probably put the Saints at bad. Probably somewhere, I don't know. Here, definitely bad. Where do you guys put them in bad? Do you guys all put them in bad? Where do you guys have them?
I was gonna say average.
Between the Bears and Jacksonville.
Okay.
Okay, so I agree with Vib. I'll put them there. That's fine. I think that they're bad. That's a fair spot for them. New York Giants. I'd put them in bad, probably right behind Miami. What do you guys think?
Put them above the Saints and between the Bears.
What do you think, Jay? Where would you put them? Bad? Where would you put them in bad if you had to put them somewhere?
So I would have put him in average, but we just put the Saints in bad. So I think what Vib said was spot on. Put him right there by the Saints, wherever the Saints are at.
That's
Yeah.
fair. I agree with that. All right, Eagles. Definitely legit super. No, I'm just kidding. I'd probably put the Eagles at average, but bottom of average, maybe top of bad. But I probably put them at bottom of average.
Bottom of average. They face the problem. There's one thing in common about the 4 average teams is that they are all incredibly inconsistent. Okay,
Yeah.
they have the capability to play up or down to whoever they play, and that is what makes them that average.
They lost the Chiefs when they were last place by 20, and they let them put up 50-something points on them, which is terrible. But then they had some good wins.
Yeah,
It's literally just inconsistency with the Eagles, the Vikings, and the Chargers. So I think average is a good spot right there with those two teams.
exactly.
Bet. All right, let's move
Sorry,
on to
dog.
Steelers. You guys
Same
are
thing
good.
with the Steelers. Put them. I would say
They're
that
bad.
the Steelers. Nah. I'd say the Steelers are average, and I would say that they're about the same as the Eagles.
I'd probably put them behind the Eagles with Ben Roethlisberger. What do you think, Jay? Where do you have them bad? You said?
Easily behind the Eagles. I mean, if it wasn't for them having 6 Super Bowls or whatever they got, I would throw the franchise away at this point. But they have Chase Claypool. They have some pieces. But I wouldn't. Yeah, they're worse than the Eagles. I'd put them in bad. I think the Browns should be even higher than the Steelers. No, that's doing too much. But the Steelers
Browns
are bad.
should be higher than the Steelers, but if you put them at that bottom of average, the Browns will be higher than the Steelers, and they'll be about the same level as the Eagles, as they should be.
I have the Saints over the Steelers. I'll put it that way. I have the Giants over the Steelers too.
Broncos, I got them at the top of bad, probably behind the Saints.
The Broncos are. I think they're sleeper Super Bowl contenders.
Really?
They
What do you
just
think, babe?
smacked the Chargers. They're tied for second place.
Frauds. After they started off 3-0, and all their fans started running their mouths because they thought I was hating on them all off season, and then they just turned fraudulent, like I call them. So I'm gonna. I hate to be doing victory laps all the time, but I'm gonna put them at the bottom of average. They are worse than the Steelers. Maybe at the top of bad.
I'm just saying the Broncos. They have a chance to win that hardest division in football, the AFC West. And you say you're putting them
Hell no.
for winning
Hell
games.
no. They're the worst team in the AFC
That's
West.
kind of consensus, though. The consensus is at the back of average, I think is fair.
They are the worst team in the AFC West.
I think they're tied. I think they're tied for second right now. One game behind the team they play on Sunday night.
Why don't we look at that? I'm not.
Do we all have the Packers? This is just an easy one. Do we all have the Packers as legit Super Bowl contenders? I'd probably put them behind the Titans.
I'd delete that whole franchise.
Let's delete the Packers.
Yes, let's delete the Packers.
You guys want to both delete them? You guys can do whatever you want.
Yeah, heck.
Let's delete the Packers.
I don't know who stole whose logos. Georgia stole the Packers logos, or the Packers stole Georgia's logo. Like.
All right,
we're throwing away the franchise.
I feel like consensus then, if you both are going to throw away the franchise and I'm going all the way legit, we'll put them at the top of sleeper because many people.
Let's put them at legit Super Bowl contenders ahead of the Rams and behind Tampa.
Oh, okay, I like that. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, yeah, they did beat. I don't think they're better than the Rams, but they seem to have the Rams number.
Yeah, the Rams are my pick to win the Super Bowl, but just because of the way they've been playing these last 3 or 4 weeks, I can't say that they're the best team in football with confidence. So
Matt LaFleur is a way better coach than Sean McVay.
I will start saying that they are the best team in football again.
I think that's the difference. Matt LaFleur is a way better coach than Sean McVay. And he has less talent on the Packers, but he just outcoached the heck out of Sean McVay this past week. So I would
disagree. I think that Aaron Rodgers made a lot of the difference.
Where do you guys put the Panthers?
Behind the Giants, ahead of the Saints.
What do you think, Jay?
That's cool. The Panthers are so consistent.
I feel like the Raiders, I'd probably put right here. What do you guys think?
No, they are better than the Broncos. They're better than the Steelers. I would say that they are, and I don't think it's a stretch to say that they're better than the Eagles.
Yeah, I have the Raiders with that Broncos category where they can win a Super Bowl. If they win the division, they're right there.
I would say the lowest you could put the Raiders is possibly behind the Eagles, but where I would put them is right behind the Chargers, like where they are.
Yeah, I could see that. I think the Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos right now are all in the same boat. They're all in the AFC West, tied for second, one game behind the Chiefs, and they're all trying to win it. But if they get a wild card spot, it's not looking great. But if they can win the division, it's looking good for them. So I would put them right in that spot. Not necessarily a sleeper, but an average. Yeah, right in that little spot where we have them in average.
I think that's fair too.
The football team goes in the same place as the Eagles.
Yeah.
So let's put the Raiders. I'd probably put them right here as our consensus, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
And then football. Yeah, I'd say football team right behind the Eagles and ahead of the Steelers.
Yeah, for sure ahead of the Steelers. Yeah, behind the Eagles. I like that. I'm agree with that.
That's fair. Cardinals. I got them as sleeper, but at the top,
legit.
I think the Cardinals are legit. I think they're a legit contender.
Where do you guys have them as
legit?
Think,
behind Green Bay.
Yeah, I'll put it behind Green Bay. That's
okay, that's fair. Bills. I got the Bills right behind the Rams.
I actually respect that a lot.
I would say behind Green Bay, ahead of Arizona.
Okay, so the consensus, I guess, Jay, you're going right here too.
I was going to go. Yeah, I have them as the 5th best team right now, behind, of course, the Bucks, with the Bucks, Packers, Cardinals, Titans, but Bills. Those are my top 5 in that order right now.
So I guess we'll put the Bills right here, consensus then, right after the Packers.
Yep.
Seattle, I got Seattle as throw away the franchise.
Yeah,
Hawks fans gonna be mad at you, Dalt.
I mean, it's true. At this point, Russ looks like he's gonna leave next year. He's gonna go somewhere else, not Philly, but somewhere else. I just think that at the end of the day, Seattle does not have a bright future ahead of them.
So, I want to throw away Seattle as a franchise, But we have the Browns and the Lions still not being thrown away, so I can't throw away the Seahawks. If we the team that just made the playoffs last year that could have made the playoffs this year if it wasn't for Russ getting injured. Like that's the thing. It's tough. Like I want to throw a lot of these teams away, but we have the Browns and the Lions still not being thrown away. How are we going to throw away the Falcons and the Hawks and we keeping the Lions and the Browns? It doesn't make any sense to me. But that's the only reason why. Because I don't mind. Because if Russell Wilson leaves, you throw the team away. If he stays, I think there's still a team that can make the playoffs next year. This year they're probably done. So I put him at bad this year. Like I want to put him at bad, but only because Russell Wilson was injured. So yeah, I don't know. I can't throw them away if we keep them the Lions and the Browns though, because those teams. The Seahawks just won a Super Bowl not that long ago, and they've been in the playoffs like every year basically. So,
but see, here's the thing. Like franchise history could matter like less, because at this point we're talking about like right now. I mean,
but the Lions haven't won a game, Viv. You talking about right now? They have 0 wins.
Right now, the Seahawks have had their only wins off of Mickey Mouse teams. The Lions have 3. The Lions, yeah. To their misfortune, the Lions have the 6th hardest schedule in the NFL. So.
I'm gonna tell you, Viv. I'm gonna tell you what I tell everybody that I tell anything to. No excuse, just produce. You know what I'm saying? You can have excuses. The Lions did this or the Lions did that. They should have beat the Rams. They should have beat these teams, but they lost to them. So if you're not winning games, I can't put you over teams that have actually won games and actually went out there and got W's. So that's why I'm saying I can't do it. Right? If we're talking about right now, I can't do it. If we're talking about like a 10-year window or 5-year window, I still can't do it because they've been bad for 5 years and they're probably gonna be bad for the next 5 years. But this is good. It's a good debate. I can't see me putting the Browns or the Lions over the Seahawks and Falcons.
Also, I definitely throw away the Jets.
Yeah, we could all throw away the Jets. That was not even a question, right?
Okay, so you guys got the Jets under Seattle or over?
Under.
The Jets.
I would also say under the Falcons.
Yeah, that's the worst team. We throwing them completely out the window.
Where do you guys put them here? Vote.
Ahead of the Texans.
I have them ahead too.
True. I'll put them ahead of the Texans too because the Texans, they've never been good.
And then last but not least, the Pats. Where do you guys put the Pats? I have them here in this exact spot. That's where I exactly have them. What do you guys think?
Legit.
I'm gonna trust that with you, dog. Put them in that spot.
All right, so between the three of us, we got them at top of sleeper Super Bowl contenders. So this is the list. I'm going to say it right now. Does anybody have anything that they want to change or object to? Speak now or forever hold your peace. You can debate it. It's the final minute. We have one more topic after this, but the final minute of our tier ranking, which was a ton of fun. But do you guys have anything you want to change looking at this list? I don't personally.
The only 2 things I object to are the Patriots and being below the Titans.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
What's going on, man? What are you doing?
The Titans without Derrick Henry are not that good. They have immense turnover problems. They can't convert third downs, and their running backs can't hold on to the ball.
They smacked the Rams without Derrick Henry when they first
right now.
And they don't have a defense.
So where would you put them then? So you would actually put the Patriots here?
I would put the Patriots behind. No. I would put Baltimore above Tennessee, Patriots behind Baltimore, Chiefs behind Patriots, and then Titans as the top of sleepers to Super Bowl contenders.
I like this to end it. I think that's fair. Baltimore is definitely above Tennessee, and I like the Patriots Super Bowl contenders, but this is probably where I'd leave it. What do you think, Jay? Vote on it, man.
I don't know. I can't see the Baltimore Ravens right now over the Tennessee Titans. I don't know. I don't see that. But I love Lamar, so I'm gonna do it for Lamar just like I love for Lamar. If you guys like it, I like it. But yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna rock with Jay though, because I kind of agree. When Derrick Henry comes back in the playoffs, that definitely plays. So I mean, do you want to finalize this
without Derrick Henry too?
That's true.
So I'm with you. When he comes back, he's gonna ball out. Sorry, my screen blacked out, so I hear. I don't know if I cut you off right now, but I agree.
All right, bet. I just took a screenshot of it. We're good. I'll put that on the IG. But moving on to our last topic, it's actually some NBA content. Something that Vib recommended that I definitely wanted to get in. or maybe it was UJ. I don't remember. But it's can LA bounce back after being 8-9? Who was that brought up the Miami?
Oh yeah,
Heat
they were
now?
saying that was what the Heat's record was with LeBron James.
I mean, look, the Miami Heat in 2011, the same team that made the finals, and a year later won back-to-back championships. They started off only a little bit above 500. This year's Lakers are the same way. I have full confidence that they'll figure it out. I'm a big Lakers. I'm not a Lakers fan, but I am a Lakers believer, and so that's my take on it. I'm a very big LeBron believer.
Somebody I want to get into this too is Seth. Seth, man, or whatever you prefer. Seth, what do you prefer, bro?
I mean, anything's fine, but it's easier to call me Seth. But yeah.
Well, Seth, bro, I appreciate you coming through. A fan of the Washington football team. Sorry that took a little bit. We just had to finish up our tier rankings. But I mean, are you an NBA fan, bro? And where do you rank? Where do you rank the Lakers right now? Do you think that they can make a bounce back? Following up what Bib said. And check this guy out on TikTok, guys. He has a ton of great content. His name right now on StreamYard, sorry, I got that wrong, but is his TikTok. So follow him. Ton of great content on there. Love this guy.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. I'm not. You could say I'm a casual for the NBA, but I just started watching the Wizards last year. Kuzma's doing good. Bradley Beal's doing all right, but the Lakers, I saw them choke last year. I feel like they're going to make the playoffs, and they're going to choke again.
Yep. Dog, I'll tell you this. So we're comparing them, Seth, to the Miami Heat, right? So let's compare the stars first. Like AD is like what LeBron was on that Heat team. He's like a superstar. He's super strong, big man that could do it all. Really, he could shoot, he could drive. So they have that LeBron figure with AD. Then you have LeBron now, who I would say is maybe like a Dwayne Wade, maybe like an older, but still has some left in the tank, still does his thing. But then you have Russell Westbrook. And I don't think Russell Westbrook gives you what Chris Bosh gave you on that team, which is great shooting, which Russell Westbrook has none of it, and great rebounding, like actually boxing people out, their best rebounder, their big man, and inside scoring, which Russell Westbrook does give it to you, but then he also gives you a lot of turnovers. He gives you a lot of like bonehead plays. So I don't think they're like, and then he had a lot of great shooters. They had that Mike Miller, Mike Bibby, Eddie House, Ray Allen. They had a bunch of great shooters on that team where the Lakers really don't have that either. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that I don't think that the Lakers are gonna bounce back as far as go to the finals and be a championship team. I think that they're gonna go ahead and make the playoffs and get bounced in the first or second round, depending on who they play. If they play the Suns again, I don't see them beating the Suns. I don't even see them beating the Warriors this year at this point, when Klay Thompson's back and shooting, because they're not going to be able to match the shooting if they get hot. So that's my opinion on this.
That's definitely fair. I know we got to wrap up just because it's towards the end of the show. Seth, I'm sorry that took so long, man. If you want to come back next week, you're more than welcome. But tell everybody where they can find your Instagram, where they can find your, TikTok, whatever plug you got for your pages, because you have a ton of great content, man. I know you work really hard at that, and I want everybody that follows Up for Debate to please follow Seth. He puts in the work, and he's got a ton of great content. So, Seth, tell the people where they can find you, bro.
All right, bro. I got you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'd love to come again. It's all fine. It's all good. Hopefully this time when I come in, we can talk about some NFL, because that's where I usually, really do my thing. But yeah, if you guys want to check me out, you can check me out on TikTok. It's Big Boy Ohm. And if you want to check me on IG, it's also the same name, Big Boy Ohm. But yeah.
Beautiful. Well, hey, Seth, next week, if you're down, bro, you're more than welcome to come back. Thank you so much for coming. Have a good night, brother. We appreciate you as always. And check him out on TikTok, guys. Thank you, Seth. Sorry, man. Come back next week if you're down. Other than that, though, we got to just wrap up. But these guys have a ton of great content on their own. Bib, tell the people where they can find you, brother.
Bib the Bikes fan. It's on my tag here at Bib the Bikes fan on TikTok. My Instagram is Vibhav, VIBHAV _K20. And my Twitter is the VIBHAVK.
There you go. Well, you guys got it. Check out Vib everywhere. Once again, like Seth, he puts in the work. But also, Jay, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Yep, J100, JAE 100, like 100, HUNNID, and then JEFLY 23 on IG and everything. And I will say this: don't you ever compare the Seahawks to the Lions ever again, y'all. This was the worst. Just playing. But it was fun, y'all. I know we gotta get out of here. I'm sorry, I don't get my screen was blacked out, so I didn't see. I gotta watch this video, see how Vib reacted. But it was fun. Y'all have a good. It's always love. All right,
always love. Hey,
Yes,
Jay, always love. You want to do the outro, bro? I love that.
Yes, let's get out of here, dog. Hit it.
It's up for debate.
Vib, I'm gonna holler at you, bro.
What's up? What's up?
I'll see y'all. Oh, I think I'm gonna add him.
I don't know. I always do that. I always hit the leave button. But we appreciate all you guys. Thank you all for joining. Have